Money. It affects our everyday life. But how do we make more of it? Manage it. And make sure we make the most of our money. Welcome to Money Mindful, a podcast to teach and support you as you learn to manage your money.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Money Mindful podcast. I am your host, Meaghan Jean Smith. I'm a money mindset and life coach for women. I help entrepreneurial women create their money and life goals. Welcome to the show. If you are a long-time listener, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad that you send me DMs on Instagram and that you reach out to me, that you reply to my emails that I send out. I send out a weekly newsletter if you don't know that already. I really appreciate being connected with you, and I love being here with you every week. If you're a new time listener of the show, welcome. This show is all about helping you with creating your money and life goals. And what does that mean? It means I'm helping you create the life that you want to live. Because when you create your goals, that's living intentionally. That's living your life on purpose. So it's a beautiful thing. I'm incredibly passionate about it. So if you've got goals that you want to create, if you want to be living your life on purpose, living an extraordinary life, living the life that you actually want, intentionally, not on default, you are in the right place. And one of the reasons why I help you as well with money mindset is in my experience with creating my own goals and in my experience with helping my one-on-one clients, there's common obstacles that I see that come up. One of those is if you want to up level or create a money goal that you've never done before, whether that's increase your prices, double your revenue, have a really big savings goal, invest. All these things require you to up level. And I don't even know if the up level is the right word, because it's not like you're not on a lower level now and that suddenly you're on a higher level. It's more about a evolution, right? Like you're evolving into the next version of yourself, like a plant growing. And one of the things that I see is a common obstacle. Doesn't matter what income you're at, we can have icky stuff around money, about deservability, about shame around money, guilt around money for earning more, discomfort around being the kind of person who has money, like the money that you want. And so I make it a priority to bring that into the coaching relationship when I work with women, entrepreneurial women, to create their goals. Because especially if you're in business, if you don't have a positive relationship with money, you can create a lot of unnecessary struggle and pain for yourself. So, that's one of the things that we work on. And in addition to that, as you would know, that happens on this podcast, why I talk about stuff with building a positive relationship with yourself, learning how to get it done, working on your mindset, not just your money mindset, but your mindset in general, being a master of your thoughts and your brain and not the other way around, like not having your brain run on default, like your thoughts, your mindset run on default. Actually learning mental fitness tools is how you overcome a lot of obstacles that you have when it comes to goals. For example, self-doubt, worry, lack of confidence, feeling, afraid of what people will think, people pleasing. All of these things are factors that can get in the way of creating your goal. So when you work with me and when you listen to this podcast, these are the topics that I'm going to be helping you with. I'm going to be helping you with your mental fitness. I'm going to be helping you with how to get it done, like the actual process of how to create a goal from start to finish. how to shift your money mindset, how to move from whatever the relationship is that you have now with money to the relationship that you want to have that works for you, that serves you to create the goals that you want. And then finally, becoming more you. And what I mean by that is really deepening and strengthening the relationship that you have with yourself. So when you face things like doubt or lacking confidence or insecurities towards creating your goal, they don't become a barrier that stops you, because you actually know how to support yourself. You know how to have your own back. And I believe this is the secret sauce. Like, this is why the women who work with me get the results that they're going for, right? Like, I'm not a coach who just helps you make your first 100K or get to 10K months, or I'm a coach who helps you with your unique goals that are specific and unique to you, that you want to create. And I generally work with entrepreneurial women. And when I say entrepreneurial women, do you have to have a business? No, you don't have to have a business to work with me. I often get clients coming to me who they want to create a business. They're in corporate and they want to get a business off the ground. And I see those women as entrepreneurial women. They're women who are creating the life that they want intentionally, on purpose, steering their own ship, so to speak. So one of the things that I teach my clients, and one of the things I do myself, and it's been a huge influencer or something that has a huge impact on me achieving my goals, is celebration. And I want to talk to you about celebration and celebrating your wins in today's episode. So I'm going to do a bit of celebrating with you right now. So at the time of recording, as you know, I record these well in advance. I've actually just come off a workshop that I hired Nancy Waynert. She came on and she did a private workshop just for my one-on-one clients. And I am celebrating. Okay, tonight I'm going to be cracking the champagne and I am going to make a big deal about this. This is a huge milestone in my business. Okay, it's big, it's significant, it's a sign of more to come. It's an up-leveling in my business. It's over-delivering above and beyond what my clients signed up for. My clients did not know that they were going to get special one-off workshops like this when they became my clients. It's who I am now, right? It's what my business is now. So the seed of this idea was planted a long time ago for me, before I was ready, right? When I was dreaming about the business that I wanted to create and the woman that I wanted to step into being. This was in my imagination for a long time. I wanted to have a premium business where my clients were blown away, like where I was able to offer these kind of additional services, where I have people coming in and delivering workshops, where I have a client portal that is full of resources with videos that continuously get added to, of trainings, that is an incredible resource for my clients that they can watch and be learning from me and getting closer and closer to their goals every day, even outside of all the coaching sessions. Like, that's available to them 24/7. And listen, this did not happen overnight. For a long time, this was just in my imagination, but it did happen. I made it happen. Because when I plant the seed of an idea and I decide that I will create it, I don't stop until I do. Right? It doesn't matter that I don't know how. I find a way. Now, how does celebration come into being a factor? Well, here's the thing. When you have never created a goal before, not when you've never created a goal before, I'm sure you've created heaps of goals, but when you've never created the goal, that you want to create before, it can feel impossible. It can feel ridiculous. It can feel like something that's never going to happen. I mean, cast back a few years ago before I started my business, me imagining being the woman who had regular clients, who hired people to come in and do workshops, who had a special client portal for my one-on-one clients. I mean, that was just a pipe dream. That was just something that I was like, oh my gosh, that would be so amazing to create. But it was very hard to stay attached to that idea that being a reality, right? That was something that I could actually do. And this is where my clients start when they come to me, right? They have a dream, just like I'm sure you do. It's like you have a dream. There's something you want to do, right? You want to be able to get your business to a place where it runs without you, or that you increase your revenue, or that you start a business, that you've always wanted to start a business and you've never been able, like you just haven't done it because you haven't taken steps towards it. The way that you can stay connected to the goal and keep working on creating it. So I just said a few moments ago, like I made it happen because I made a decision that I was going to create it, and I didn't stop until I did it. Now, that's not because I'm some insane, like full-on willpower person, or that I'm really disciplined, or I'm just like you. I have days when I get out of bed and I can't be bothered, right? I lack motivation sometimes. I procrastinate. I'm human, just like you. But one of the things that keeps me connected to my goal and keeps me constantly working on it every day is I celebrate the wins. I celebrate the small wins. I celebrate the big wins, because what you put your attention on is what you create, right? Did I ever tell you that story? I used to work in a photography lab 100 years ago. I was in the photography industry, and one of my colleagues, this client used to come in, and her name was Virginia, and I'll never forget, he was, when she came in, this is back in the day when you actually wrote the order out using pen and paper, right? And he just was like, don't write vagina, don't write vagina, don't write vagina. And that's what he ended up writing when this customer came in and said, yep, Virginia. And he ended up writing vagina on the docket, the customer sheet where we take the orders. And it's because what we focus on, that's what we create, right? And so I'm always purposefully staying focused on what's working. I'm celebrating my wins, because man, I am telling you, it is way too easy to focus on what's not working. And that's probably what you're doing now. And if you haven't created the goals that you want to do, if you haven't started that business that you want to start, if you haven't started increasing your prices or doing things in your business that are improving your revenue, it's probably because you're focusing on all the things that might go wrong, or you're focusing on what has gone wrong instead of putting your attention on what is working, celebrating every little milestone. It is so important, because I can tell you, in the morning when I wake up, when I'm connected to celebrating, when I'm like, woohoo, I just did a workshop, I just paid somebody, like I've made money and I'm paying somebody else, I'm paying another businesswoman to be able to come in and work for me, which is so just exciting, delightful. It lights me up to be able to have my attention on that, to be able to tell you that. And the more I focus on that, the more I keep working towards the next stuff that I want to do in my business. It keeps me motivated, right? Because every day I'm putting my attention on my goals and I'm celebrating them. Every day I move another step closer to my goals. Every day I step into being more of the woman I want to be, until I have days like today when I am that woman. I've created the goal. I have a client portal. I have people coming in and doing workshops. One person who's coming in and doing a workshop. But mark my words, this is just the beginning, right? Like if I tell you that I'm going to be a coach who's going to have a waiting list and going to have to go to groups because I have such high demand, that will happen. That is it's happening right now. I remember when I used to not get people signing up, like it would be long times between getting clients. And now I regularly am meeting people all the time who are interested in working with me, right? Like that's a normal part of my business now. But there was a time where that totally wasn't normal. And so now, like, I'm not going to pretend I don't have so much demand right in this very moment that I have to go to group because I don't have enough room for one-on-one clients, but I will be there. I know that I will be that coach who is like that. You can hear it from me now. I can tell you that confidently because every day I'm taking more and more steps towards where I'm going with my business and with my money and life goals. And there's many things that I do in terms of creating my goals, and I teach everything. I don't keep anything to myself. Everything you want to know when you work with me, I don't hold anything back. Like my clients have access to me all the time during the week between sessions. And if there's, something that I know that can help you with your goals, I'm going to share it with you. But this is one of the things that keeps you striving forward, celebrating your wins because it feels good. But listen, when you first do it, it's probably going to feel awkward because especially for my Australian listeners, culturally in Australia, I don't find this so much with some of my over international clients, but particularly in Australia, the culture is don't get too big for your boots, pipe down, right? Like don't be a tall poppy. And I understand that discomfort in celebrating, and you don't have to start a podcast and tell everybody on a podcast like I'm doing. You can celebrate simply by sharing it with your partner or your friend or just yourself, like just acknowledging what you're doing if in the beginning it feels uncomfortable. But that's something that I encourage my clients to do all the time. Celebrate wins. Like I get them to message me when things are going well. Well, not just when things are going well, but just whenever things are happening that is a win that they can celebrate. Because what you put your attention on, you attract more of, right? And what you appreciates. Exactly the same thing, just a different saying, right? But you might have heard one over the other. So I hope this helps you today. No matter what you're doing right now, if you are working towards something, I strongly encourage you to celebrate every win. Every win, no matter how small it seems, right? Truly. Because this is what keeps you in the energy of possibility. This is what keeps you in the energy of, oh my gosh, this is working, right? Because there's a big difference between being in the energy of nothing's working, it's not working, to being in the energy of, hey, it might not have worked yet, but you're in the energy of this is working. I'm on the way, because you're celebrating every step of the way. Okay. I would love to help you create your money and life goals. I'm here, as you know, every week putting this stuff out here to help you. You're already getting help from me. As far as I'm concerned, you're already my client. But if you want one-on-one high-level coaching support, the way to do that is to reach out to me via my website. You can go to the Money Mindful website, that's moneymindful.com.au, or my coaching website, which is just my name, meaghanjsmith.com. Both websites you will find that there's a link to book a consult. If you're on my email list, I usually have a link in my email to book a consult, so you know how to find me. The consult is so we can meet and find out that we're a good fit, because I work intimately with you. When you work with me, we work together for 6 months. I'm serious about helping you create your goals. This isn't I'm going to give you a couple of little fluffy tools that and then you're off on your own, work it out. No, this is one-to-one high-level coaching support, so you actually create your goals. You know exactly what you need to do. You've created the pathway to do it. I guarantee if you work with me, you will know the pathway to create your goal. You might not create it in the 6 months like the first 6 months that we work together, because some of my clients who come to me, they've got massive big goals that they're working on, right? Like big lifetime ones. But a lot of people do create the goals that they want very quickly in 6 months and create more than one goal, because once you know how to create a goal, you can replicate that. Like once you've got those skills, and it's not just, this is how you go out and create a goal. It's all the other stuff that I talked about, learning how to manage your mind, the mental fitness, learning how to shift your money mindset, actually from the relationship you have now to a relationship that serves you, if your current relationship is not serving you, and all the tools you need to become more you, to step into being that woman that you want to be, that woman who has the business at the level that you want it, or doubles her income, or creates that investment that you wanted. Being the person who comes that. We work on all of that, and then I give you all the practical stuff on just how to actually get it done, like how to manage your time, how to stay on track with your goal, how to, not get off task, and what to do if you do get off task, and all of that stuff. And we do it in a beautiful love bubble way that works for you. This is not a cookie cutter boot camp. I'm going to make you do all these things. This is your life. You design it. And I work with you every step of the way to help you create it. It's a beautiful thing. I can't wait to work with you. Until I get in your ears next week, have an amazing week. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Money Mindful podcast. For more info, visit moneymindful.com.au. For future episodes, be sure to subscribe. And remember, the information in this podcast is of a general nature only and does not take into account your personal circumstances or goals. Please seek professional advice for your own financial needs. Remember to have fun along the way.